Well, what is the crack? And welcome to a series where I, a weekend warrior, is going to beg, borrow and steal his way up to detailing a car worth £100,000. And for our first one, working on this MK5 Golf. Lots of miles on her, she's rare, she's a 4Motion, but she's still only worth about £800 to £900. This is episode 1, let's give it a rattle. Now, as I was told by the owner of the yoke, it is predominantly used for farm work. So you can see it's covered in hay and all sorts of rubbish. But just got all the clutter out of it first before I got absolutely stuck into the Hoover. And by Jesus, that was awful satisfying. Now, I just went in dry with the vacuum, but I know sometimes you see videos people can pre-soaking the carpets first and then go at it. If someone can tell me if that's maybe a better way to do it or a reason why, then please just sure let me know. As you've probably already seen by now, that passenger seat was probably the worst part of it, and it was properly stained. But we'll tackle that in a wee second. But I have to say, I mean, just the hoovering alone definitely brought this interior back to life a fair bit. Now, not using anything fancy, just some upholstery foam cleaner I found and wanted to use. But if you listen carefully, yeah, make sure you wear some sort of mask on, because that stuff was deadly. And after drill brush, which was great crack, we bought one of those George wet vacs that came with this upholstery solution, which I mean just saturated again, drill brushed again, which just probably because just a lot of fun, and then finally got to use the wet vac just to get rid of as much muck as I could. The passenger seat was definitely probably the worst stained of the lot. Just took the same approach as we did with the floors after finally finishing them, and it was just the foam, saturated a bit more with that upholstery cleaner, and then yeah, the drill brush was great fun, just tried to get it to all the nooks and crannies, and then got the worst of it out with the wet vac. Couldn't actually get over how much stuff was coming out of the seat. And here's a before and after. The amount, like the colour of the stuff that came out of the seats and the floor is absolutely humming. Look at that. I tackled the interior with this Total Interior shampoo by turtle wax. Now I probably did what everybody does when they've seen too many Instagram videos, and I went at it with the soft brittle detailing brush, and just didn't maybe be as effective. I think most of the gunk that came off there was actually from the agitation from the cloth and not from the brush, so it's worth a go anyway. I didn't actually realise how rare the 4Motion actually is. As of 2025, Q1, it's only 148 Golf 4Motions registered on the road in the UK, and if I'm not mistaken, if you check the equivalent of just a two-wheel drive Mark 5, I think it's something like 16,000 still on the road, so it's a rare enough beast. Dual cards are probably a bit worse for wear, but it's stuff that I can't fix. It's just the plastic has been used, it's been chipped, but I mean, we still gave it a good clean, and surprised at how much stuff actually came out of it, especially those wee rubber yolks that were sitting in the side of the doors, but it came up quite nicely and definitely looked a lot better afterwards anyway. You kind of see it here before and after. And obviously can't ignore the boot liner and the floor mats, and yeah, in case you're wondering, I did still have the drill brush, and you'll see me use it in a wee second with the other floor mats, but it ran on a battery. Nevertheless, it did a great job, even by hand, and I think it came up quite nicely. And again, you can see it before and after. And once I got the floor mats back in, you could finally see the bit of the reveal of the interior. Looked a hell of a lot better. And then with the interior done, I could get stuck into the exterior. Again, middle of summertime, really wasn't that bad. A little bit of green stuff here and there just from settling water, but all in all was in pretty good nick. I know everyone probably does their alloys differently. I'm a big fan of pre-wash just before, just using a local alloy cleaner as well as just the Halford's reactive alloy cleaner, just to kind of get the worst of the stuff off before putting a wee bit of snow foam on and really agitating it. just added a bit of Kosh Chemi Green Star just to give it a little bit more bite. Now, for those who really know their golfs will see that those look like Monza 2 alloys, but the 4Motion didn't come with them as standard, £600 extra, but they actually only came in silver. It's only the GTIs that came with that color combo, so you know this was done aftermarket. But one of my favourite alloys to clean, they came out so nicely. Pre-wash just to get the most muck off it, and I used Built Hamber's Touchless V2, and yeah, I'd have to say it worked really well. And just to keep it from properly drying out, just covered it with a pH neutral snow foam, more just to keep it moist, so it kind of helps that dwell time last a bit longer. At least that's the theory behind it, I think. But yeah, it worked. I know this is probably a waste of product, but I think I like adding another layer of snow foam. My reason is just it adds a little bit more lubricity, and I know that the whole point is to try to avoid swirl marks, and I just find putting the soap on the car and it just seems to work for me. I then went in with my multi-mitt method, at least that's what I prefer my worst towels, with Autoglyn's Foaming Car Wash, which is their pure shampoo, just to then obviously go in the contact wash. And then for the fallout removing step of the chemical decon, I just took Magma, which is Autoglim's fallout remover, and just saturated the panels. Probably was too much, but hey, it's a bit of crack. We actually don't live too far away from some railway tracks, so I actually expected it to light up a bit more than it did, but really see it working. And then for the mechanical decon, I used PNS's Absolute Rinseless at 128:1 as the clay lube with my perforated synthetic decontamination towel. I think that's the right word, just clay towel, from DIY Detailing, I think is where I got it from, just to kind of do the mechanical decon part. Now I wish I had the audio a bit closer, but you could literally hear the stuff still sitting on the panels, but really feel how much slicker the paint was afterwards. And then at the last stage, just as my kind of drying aid, I used Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Wax. I have to say I really enjoy this product. I know you can spray on and rinse off, but I found you like wreck through the product if you do that. So I've just been using it as like, it still works when you spray onto a wet panel, but then you obviously then kind of spread it and then buff it off, just as my kind of drying aid as well as sealant. Definitely helped with the thickness, the gloss, and it's just a wee bit of protection then after all that. And obviously can't forget the windows. I must have just had an Autoglim pack recently because everything's Autoglim, but just Autoglim's Fast Glass, I had a wee kind of waffle weave towel just because I had a bit of a shorter pile, and did a great job at just kind of really tidying up the marks. And the windscreen was my last part of this detail, and you know what, I think it came out okay. All in all, I think the interior came out the best. I have so much respect for the details that I actually do this day in, day out. Das took ages, and it's only the first one on the road to 100k. This one's done, we're £900, and yeah, join me on the next one as we hope to get a car that's worth a little bit more, and we'll make our way to that final goal.